Hi, what's up, guys, and welcome back to my reading journey. Today, I'm gonna continue the story I started yesterday, A Ramble in Aphasia. So let's begin. I took the paper and read, after the pungent headlines, the following: Denver, June 12th. Elwin C. Belford, a prominent lawyer, is mysteriously missing from his home since 3 days ago, and all efforts to locate him have been in vain. Mr. Belford is a well-known citizen of the highest standing and has enjoyed a large and lucrative lucrative law practice. He is married and owns a fine home and the most extensive private library in the state. On the day of his disappearance, he drew quite a large sum of money from his bank. No one can be found who saw him after he left the bank. Mr. Belford was a man of singularly quiet and domestic tastes, tastes, and seemed to find his happiness in his home and profession. If any clue, if any clue at all exists in his strange disappearance, it may be found in the fact that for some months he had been deeply absorbed, absorbed, absorbed in an important law case in connection with QY and Z Railroad Company. It is feared, feared, feared that overwork may have affected his mind. Every effort is being made to discover the where whereabouts whereabouts of the missing man. It seems to me you are not altogether uncynical, uncynical, uncynical. Mr. Boulder, I said, after I had read the dispatch. Dispatch. This has to sound to me of a genuine case. Why should this man, prosperous, prosperous, happily married and respected, choose suddenly to abandon everything? I know that these leaps of memory do occur, and that men do find themselves adrift without a name, a history, or a home. Adrift. Oh, gammon and jalp. Gammon and jalp, said Mr. Boulder. It's larks the year after. There's too much education nowadays. Men know about Aphasia and they use it for an excuse. The women are wise, too. When it's all over, they took you in the eye, as scientific as you please, and say, he hypnotized me. Does Mr. Boulder diverted, but did not aid to me with his commands and philosophy. We arrived in New York about 10 at night. I rode in a cab to an hotel. There is a mistake here. To a hotel, not and, right? Got him. And I wrote my name, Edward Pinkhammer, in the register. As I did so, I felt per weight, per weight. Me, a splendid, wild, intoxicating buoyancy, 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 a sense of unlimited freedom, of newly attained possibilities. I was just born into the world. The old fetters, 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 whatever they had been, were taken from my hands and feet. The future lay before me a clear road, such as an infant enters, and I could set out upon it equipped with immense learning and experience. I thought, I thought, I thought that the hotel clerk looked at me 5 seconds too long. I had no baggage. The druggist convention, I said. My trunk has somehow failed to arrive. I drew out a roll of money. Oh, said he, showing an auriferous, auriferous tooth. We have, sorry, we have quite a number of the Western delegates stopping here. He struck a bell for the boy. I en- endeavored, endeavored, such a frequent word, right? To give color to my role. I endeavored to give color to my role. There is an important movement on foot among us Westerns, I said, in regard to recommendation to the convention that the bottles containing that are tartrate, tartrate, tart, tartrate, tartrate of antimony and potash, and the tartrate of sodium and potash be kept in a contiguous contiguous position contiguous position on the shelf. Gentlemen, 314, said Claire hastily. I was whisked away to my room. Whisked away. The next day I bought a trunk and clothing and began to live the life of Edward Pin- Pinhammer. I didn't tax my brain with endeavors to solve problems of the past. It is a, it was piquant, piquant, and sparkling cup that the great island city held up to my lips. I drank of it gratefully. The keys of Manhattan belong to him who is able to bear them. You must be either the city's guest or its victim. The following few days were as gold and silver. Edward Pinhammer, yet, counting back to his birth by hours only, knew the rare joy of having come upon so diverting, 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 a word full-fledged and unrestrained. Unrestrained. I said, entranced. I said entrance. Wow. On the magic carpets provided in theaters and roof gardens that transported one into strange and delightful lands full of frolicsome, frolicsome music, pretty girls, and grotesque, drolly, extravagant parodies upon humankind, kind, humankind, drolly. I went here and there at my own dear will, bound by no limits of space, time, or component. I dined in weird cabarets. Cabarets. I dined in weird cabarets at weirder tables. Dota. Tables dota. Hota. To sound of the sound of Hungarian music and the wild shouts of mercurial artists and sculptors. Mercurial. Or again, where's the nightlife cuvers, cuvers, cuvers. In the electric glare, like a kinetoscopic picture, and the millinery of the world, and the Jew, Jews, and the aunts and the ones whom they adorn, and the men who make all three possible are mad for good cheer and the spectacular effect. And among all these scenes that I have mentioned, I learned one thing that I never knew before, and that is that the key to liberty is not in the hands of license, but convention holds it. Committee, committee has a toll gate at which you must pay, or you may not enter the land of freedom. In all the glitter, the seeming disorder, the parade, the abandon, I saw this law, unobtrusive, unobtrusive, yet like iron, prevail, prevail, prevail. Therefore, in Manhattan, you must obey these unwritten laws, and then you will be priest of the free. If you decline to be bound by them, you put on shackles. Okay, guys, that was the second part of the story. I think we will have two more parts. So see you tomorrow on the third part.